This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
You know, I tell you guys all the time about Cutter's Edge Pro, man, and what they did with our backyard and made it a pure oasis. That's our Sylvester tree right there. A beautiful day, providing a ton of sunshine. We've got one exactly like this out in the front yard, and it is absolutely gorgeous. There's Bono hanging around on the artificial turf. What's up, Bono? What's the word, baby? There you go, wagging that little tail. Maiden, there she is. Ziggy. How you doing, Ziggy? There you go. So we got the doggies hanging out. So just want to give you a little, we got some of the trees starting off from this way with the artificial turf. You see, there's Ziggy again, of course. Got it all the way. And look, we got some flowers coming out. That tree now will start to also spring, and it's absolutely beautiful too. So got all that. They can do all kinds of things for you in your backyard to kind of make it an oasis, which is what we've done. And obviously the dogs can play. What's up, Bono? I got him there hanging out. Maiden, there she is. There she is, the one and only. She's mean as a skunk, by the way. Just want you to know. She's awesome with us, but I mean, if you're a stranger, you don't want to meet mated. So as you can see, and then the artificial turf, remember, there's no watering. There's no cutting the grass. It looks fabulous like this the entire time. You know what I'm saying? It's beautiful. Back here in this corner is where we put the barbecue. I wheel it out, cook, then I wheel it back in. See, looks beautiful, doesn't it? Flowers are coming out. It's awesome. And then when I want to play a little golf, there's my putting green down the side, which is a beautiful thing. There's one of the holes all the way to the other side where Bono is at. All lights up. It's really beautiful when it lights up. See, we got the rough. Got several. Got one on that side. Got one over there in the corner where Bono's leaving. Got rough all over the place, man. Just in case, you get the ball trapped in there. That's it. That's another swing. Right, maiden? So, check it out, cuttersedgepro.com. Make your home an oasis. Make your business, your HOA complex, condominium, you name it, they got you, bro. They do it all. All right? They can cut your trees down, and the artificial turf, I swear by it. Really easy to maintain, and it looks just absolutely freaking beautiful. Cutter's Edge Pro. Right, Ziggy?
Welton Rayom has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They're committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. Property damage claims to your home, business, or condo as a result of a hurricane. Welton Rayom can help. Water, mold, fire, smoke damage, Welton Rayom can help. Call 954-966-4646.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyAccess.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
All righty, boys and girls. I hope you can hear me well. Please give me a thumbs up to make sure that audio-wise we are good before I start rambling after this 116-99 loss tonight to the Boston Celtics, and they get back into the series at 3-1. So we got good. We got it. Let's go. Let's rock and roll. All right. Wow. Bad night tonight. I guess it's one of those nights where you got to give, the props to the Celtics. That's all you can do tonight. Jimmy Butler had 29 points. Caleb Martin, I don't know why they didn't continue to use Caleb Martin more. He shot only 9 times, made 6 of them. And I would have used him a lot more. That's more offense, but somehow or another, they kind of went away from it. Gabe was terrific. Now he twisted up that ankle. We'll see how that thing responds in the next 2 days here when you've got to take the court again, and we'll see how healthy he is at that point. Jimmy took a beating in this game too. He took and Jimmy missed some easy shots at the end. Had a couple turnovers, one key turnover in a key stretch in the game. Lowry had that brutal turnover. They shot lights out from 3-point range, 18 of 44 for them. Miami was 8 of 32. So, they made 10 more threes than you did. And that's a problem. When they're making more than our boys are, then, things are bad. They didn't shoot well from the free throw line, but they made up for it from the 3-point range, and from the field, they shot overall 51%, where Miami struggled from the field 43%, 25%. And, other guys, Kevin Love is not really going to carry a lot of the load. So the 6 points he came up with and 4 rebounds, not much more you can ask. Bam Adebayo was, he feeds off of everybody else. He's not an offensive player himself. So he needs to kind of feed off of cuts and dunks and stuff like that he has to play off the ball or garbage points. So he's never going to be that guy that's going to carry you out of these kind of moments. It's just not who he is. You know what I mean? Gabe Vincent did the best he could do, 17 points. The kid shot 5 of 10, didn't shoot well from 3-point range, but he did it. 17 points from Gabe Vincent. I don't know what more I want from Gabe Vincent. Max Strus only shot 9 times. That was the other thing, that some of these guys that really could help you out. Now, Strus did not shoot well from 3-point range. It was 1 of 5. But Duncan Robinson did not shoot well in this game, 0 of 4. they just didn't shoot well. Today, they didn't make the baskets. Today, they kind of played a lot like how they played throughout the season, by the way. I know you don't want to hear that, but that's kind of who they were. They struggled to get 100 points. They didn't shoot well from the field. Tonight kind of like, the prince became the frog again. You know what I'm saying? The slipper fell off Cinderella's foot, and all of a sudden she went back to being a maid. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what ended up happening tonight. Tonight, this is kind of the Heat team that we watched a lot of times and frustrated us, throughout the regular season. But kudos, Jason Tatum heard it for 2 days, right? Oh, you're a choker. Oh, you don't make any baskets in the fourth quarter. How can you call yourself one of the best players in the world? I'm about to sneeze. That kind of stuff. So he heard from everybody that was picking on him and saying that you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't call yourself, a great player if this is how you're going to perform. Should we break it up? All of that kind of stuff. And he had to hear it for 2 days. He had to respond somehow. And tonight, 33 points on 14 of 22 shooting, 4 of 8 from three-point range. He had 11 rebounds, 7 assists, and 2 block shots. His partner in crime, Jaylen Brown, he ended up with 17 points on 7 of 16 shooting. Really didn't shoot a great percentage, but at least he complimented him. White added 16. Grant Williams added 14 and 6, and an ugly face job on Jimmy. That block on Jimmy was kind of a demoralizing moment in that game. Admit it. You got to admit it. When Grant Williams blocked that shot, you're like, oh, shit. Damn, dude. Come on, Jimmy. And those were key moments there where you could have made a run, and it was thwarted right there. And they answered back. Today they had an answer for anything and everything that the Heat brought tonight. And you got to give them credit now. But this is what I want you to be prepared, Heat Nation. Okay? Because I know exactly what's coming now. Well, we all know the Celtics are the better team. Do they start playing up to their potential? Because this Heat team has overachieved until this point. So now they're going to create as much FUD. Okay? On the show daily, sometimes we talk about investments and things like that. And FUD is a word we use, right? Fear, uncertainty, and doubt, right? Kind of like what they're doing, the debt ceiling, all that stuff. But in the end, they're going to agree to a deal last moment, and because they're not going to turn the whole world upside down. They know that's what will happen, right? So all the drama kicks in, right? All that stuff. Same thing here, right? Same thing here. So now here comes the FUD. So you get ready for the next 48 hours. Oh, well, this now opens the door for the Celtics. If they can win in Boston, well, then all of a sudden the tails turn and the tables turn. And all of a sudden now Boston goes back to Miami with a lot of confidence. They just won there, then won in Boston. It's 3-2. They've got a chance to even it up in Miami. And then all hell breaks loose because Game 7 is in Boston. This is what you're going to hear. Right? This is what you're going to hear. And then after praising the undrafted, they will now start to question the undrafted when really you can't. Caleb did his job. Gabe did his job. Okay, Strus didn't play so well. You know what I'm saying? And Duncan definitely did not play well. But it's the undrafted guys kind of, they pay Bam a lot of money that you guys, keep telling me and trying to keep, the Heat suckered you guys out there by telling you he's a star and keeps feeding you, and you don't really think for yourselves. You don't really look at it, right? Because he's not a star. He's a compliment. He's a super complimentary player. I mean, he is a super role player. I'll never take that away from him. But not there to bail you out. All that money you're paying him, and you can't hand him the ball offensively where he can just start to dribble, turn it up, and start shooting from 17, 18-point range just effortlessly and start scoring and then step back and hit a 3 or 2. Or he can't do any of that. Can't do any of that because that's not who he is, right? So he has to have a little give and go. He has to cut to the basket. He has to get a garbage point. He kind of has to. You have to kind of set it up for him. You know, for those of you, I'm wearing the Inter Miami hat today because they did beat Nashville today to advance to the round of 8 in the U.S. Open Cup. But just to bring a soccer analogy to some of you out there that I very few of you will get this analogy, but we used to have a guy by the name of Roy Lassiter on this team. His son also played on this team now. And so Roy was not great at dribbling. Roy was not that kind of player. He wasn't going to be a guy that was going to get it from the middle of the pitch and dribble through 3-4 guys. And no, he had to be around the box, and somebody had to set him up so he can only take one step and one time the ball. And that's the way he was effective. He's, in other words, Bam Adebayo is kind of Roy Lassiter-like. Okay? All right? He's not going to be Diego Serna, and he's going to, bust through everybody and score, that kind of stuff. Again, an analogy that very few of you will understand what the hell I'm talking about, because Jimmy Butler's Diego Serna, you know what I'm saying? So it's just, anyway, it's just, tonight you needed, Jimmy needs another star next to him. Another guy. And, Caleb's the only one I think that has that potential, right? Has that, nowhere near it yet, but he's the only one that offensively could be that guy, and I wish they would have actually used him a little bit more as a focal point of the offense, because I think he's the one that can really help you out. But listen, tonight it's about crediting the Celtics, but get ready for the FUD. The FUD is coming your way, and it's coming strong, and it's coming in waves. The other conference is done. Denver is waiting, so they have nothing else to talk about, okay? And Dallas got their asses kicked to go down 3-0. Every conference final is going to be 4-0 pretty much, because I think the Panthers will finish them off. But now this one is the one that's gotten extended, so they need to fill airtime. Okay, OTAs is just not enough. They'll try with some OTAs. They'll try, but the FUD is coming. The FUD is coming. All that praise on the Heat, they're going to reverse it. And now Jimmy and company have got to find a way to end it in Boston, because, in all honesty, you lose in Boston, now it's 3-2, and now you have fed a whole bunch of life into the Boston Celtics. So going to be very interesting what happens, in game 5. Jimmy needs somebody else to really step up, or again, we need the whole orchestra to do their part like they've done before. It's hard to do those kind of things. It would be nice if somebody really could step up and assume, the responsibilities. Okay. Well, by the way, if your business wants to be a part of our platform, we reach people on a worldwide level, nationally and statewide, and of course, all throughout South Florida. We can show you the numbers, which we are very blessed. Our business line is 786-754-4664. That's 786-754-4664. And I will be back tomorrow morning. I was off today in the morning. I did leave a couple segments for you guys that you may want to check out. And I explained a little bit how the Celtics reminded me of a Heat team of the past. But anyway, we did some stuff, and I had a doctor's appointment and everything. It was just a regular checkup that I had to do, and flying colors, and everything's great, and super blessed and all that good stuff. So I appreciate those of you that, kept reaching out to me through all the different DMs and everything like that. So we always appreciate that. Remember, you can make a donation through Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. You can send your question, comments, or insults there at Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is our address, Cash Big O Show. Let me see what we got here. Big O, what happened? I think I explained what happened. Let's see. No, I wouldn't say that only Jimmy showed up, man of 1,005 votes. I think Caleb did a good job, and so did Gabe. I don't know what more we can ask from them. Maybe they should have fed them a little bit more. Some really stupid turnovers from Kyle Lowry and Bam. They didn't look like they had that killer mentality today. They went easy on them and gave them confidence again. Yeah, and Lowry got a little banged up also. Yep, no doubt. Was a Celts hammer. Give them win, wine, whatever. Hammering the Heat next game. There you go. The Celtic fans are coming out. Ray says, I kept yelling at the TV saying, feed it to Caleb. I know, right? They didn't use him enough. Jimmy was off a lot and no defense, had them up 9 and didn't close it out. I don't see them winning game 5. They'll probably take it in game 6. Well, don't take that for granted. Remember, they're the more talented team. So you start giving them the confidence back that you took away. That's a very dangerous thing for the Celtics. And that's where, if you're Miami, you want to end it in Boston in game 5. You can't count on coming back. No, we're coming home to game 6. I think that's really dangerous thinking. You got to go in there. You had to go in tonight with the mentality that you had to finish it out. And they tried. But the Celtics were better tonight. And that's it. End of story. They were better offensively. They were better defensively. They made less mistakes than the Heat. And they deserve to win. There's no, this referee was on the court. There's no bullshit excuses here. The Celtics kicked their ass today. That's it. That's it. It's over. There's no excuses here. Losers make excuses at this point. Miami lost, but the thinking that, we'll get them back in Miami, very dangerous. You better beat their asses in game 5. You better get back to the way you were playing, and you better hope you break their will like you did before. That's but now you gave them life, because now they're going back to Boston. They're going to feel comfortable, and they're going to say, come on, guys, let's go. We can play our best, make it 3-2, and now we start putting and making them nervous. And they're not wrong about that. So I would not think about, no, game 6 is here in Miami, and we're fine. That's a dangerous way of thinking. Okay. Let's see. Sports hose tomorrow will be like, Tatum, we worship you because you can bounce the ball. Well, but if Tatum gets another one in Boston, then all of a sudden it was a funk and they forget about it. That's how the game's played, man. So all of a sudden, if they start to answer and Miami doesn't, then guess where the blame goes? Then starts going to, hey, you guys had the lead. You were up 3-0. How do you lose a series? Like, how do you lose the lead? And that's what the next 2 days are all about. The next 2 days are creating the hope for Boston while you're also destroying Miami in the process. That's what's going to happen. Prepare for the FUD. Okay? Ashley says, very disgusted. No reason why they couldn't end this series playing sloppy, uncharacteristic basketball. Ashley, they are entitled to bad games too. We've been spoiled. They have played practically impeccably throughout these playoffs. They've had very few bumps in the road. And, today was a bad game. We can't treat them like they're the 90s Bulls or the 80s or 80s Lakers or Celtics or the early 2000 Lakers or the Spurs. We can't treat them like they're seasoned champions that have been through all of this. This is something that, this still is a team that is not loaded with stars, no matter what anybody tells you. There's one star on this team. So you're asking a lot of role players to be incredibly solid in their role night in and night out. And if they let up,
If Lowry doesn't bring it, and if Bam doesn't bring it, and if Duncan doesn't bring it, well, then look what ended up happening. So it's really, when you don't have that other star to really balance things off for you, or two more stars, so you have a three-headed monster, it becomes a real burden on a team. And so now we're asking perfection also from these guys, Ashley. I think that's unfair. Sometimes you just have to, okay, tip your hat to the Celtics, and the Heat have been playing some ass-kicking basketball. Tonight was not their night, man. And look, here, I'll put it in perspective, Ashley. On average in the playoffs, we've had very little to, almost none of these nights, right? One or two of them it's happened. In the regular season, this was happening every week, once or twice. That we would be sitting there frustrated with, even if it was an ugly win or an ugly loss or barely or whatever it was frustrating as hell the entire freaking season for the Miami Heat. But the basketball has been beautiful so far. So we have to, while everybody's going to create FUD, I'm not doing that. Okay? I told you already what they're all going to tell you. I'm going to take this as an aberration. You've played some great basketball. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. Now let's see how you perform in Boston. If you lose that game, then we have to start to be a little concerned about what's going on. But after one game, I can't panic, because that's exactly what they want you to do. And that's exactly what the media is going to want all of you to do. So you're all going to get frustrated. You're all going to watch all these shows, and they're going to cause all kinds of FUD, and they're going to tell you, that your team can't do this. And people are going to say, well, the Heat have been fraudulent up to this point. They haven't been really tested. They got lucky in the first series. The Knicks aren't really a test. Let's see now if Boston starts playing up to their potential. Can they answer? I know it's coming. But I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. They've earned the right to give them a pass for tonight. It sucks. It blows, but who the hell told you they were going to blow somebody out and sweep them in the Eastern Conference Finals? That's ridiculous. Nobody would have ever thought that a month ago. And anybody that thinks that a month ago, you're an idiot. You really don't know anything about basketball. This is something that just came out of nowhere. Nobody saw this coming. Not even I don't care what Jimmy Butler tells me. Oh, well, we knew all along. Get the hell out of here, dude. You're losing a freaking shitty-ass Atlanta in the fourth quarter of a play-in game. You don't get out of here. Nobody had any confidence in this team. So let's not sit here like we're going to demand them to sweep, one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference, 4 games straight. Come on. They slipped up today. They didn't play well. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to move on, and we'll see what happens now, right? We'll find out on Thursday. Boys have got to strap it on again, and they got to get it done. And that's it. They look gassed in the fourth quarter. Nah, I don't think so. I just think Green Lion, I think it was just a bad game for them. That's it. I just think that it was a game where they got walloped, dude. They got mollywopped. That's it. In the second half, they got their asses kicked. Celtics beat them up and down and everywhere. Offense, defense, outplayed them. Grant Williams did a face job play on Jimmy Butler that they're going to replay in practice tomorrow over and over and over and over again as an inspirational play. Like, you see, he's human. That's what's going to happen. It was just one of those where what you remember how they sucked the life out of the Celtics in the last game? The Heat got the life sucked out of them at the end of that game. Because they knew that they couldn't match anything every time they tried. Every time they threw a punch, Celtics had a combination answer. Not just one shot back. No, they had a combo back. And that's it. Sometimes we have to just
be fair about things as much as it hurts us. And we have to say, hey, they deserve credit today. And the Boston Celtics deserve their flowers, their credit, their props, their love, whatever, okay? As much as we may dislike them in the Heat Nation, tonight is their night. And tonight was not the Heat's night. And it sucks, but that's the reality. Stephen A. will be worshiping the Celtics all day tomorrow, including Shannon Sharp and Skip Bayless. Exactly. Gonzo says the FUD is real. Oh, I know it is, bro. They do it to all. Remember when they were passing that $1.7 trillion package, and then the Republicans, we're not going to sign it, right? And then eventually the Republicans got their own deal on it, and they signed it, and that's it. And now they cry this, that, the Dead Sea, and then they'll sign it. It's all FUD. It's all FUD. Eventually they all do it, and they get it done. Same thing here. FUD. They love doing that. This world is all about that. The media is all about that. They love that, man. It keeps you busy, keeps you entertained, thinking about it. And then they just end up settling. It's funny. Big O, it doesn't matter if they lose this series because this team has overachieved for quite a few years. They are out-talented in almost every series. No matter what happens, we should be proud. Eddie? I can't argue with common freaking sense, bro. That's just an intelligent statement right there. And that's because we have the best coach in the NBA, and he squeezes every ounce of everything out of every team he coaches. The guy's the best. True Fin Fan, thank you for the love on the show. He gave us a little super chat. He says, Bam, no-show fumbler. Well, his game, that the problem with people is, he scored 18 points. He scored 16 points, scored 20. Did you notice how he scored them? It's the team. It's the offense. He's a cog of the offense, and they need to set him up. So if the offense isn't flowing and it isn't setting him up, he's not going to have a high output. It's not going to happen. You know why? Because he can't get the ball and start dribbling and shooting and just taking over, because that's not who he is either. And when he tries, half the time he'll fumble away the ball, he'll have a turnover or whatever, because it's really not his game. His game is dribble handoff. His game is setting picks. His game is cutting to the hoop. His game is where the offense gave him the advantage, where Duncan cut and alley-oop, and that's his game. But people don't see it because, you know why? FUD. The Heat sell you this. Oh, no, he's a different kind of star. Oh, kiss my ass, bro. Yeah, no, I remember when Larry Bird set that pick. Yeah, no, of course. No, Michael Jordan. God, yeah, no. I remember so much the dribble handoff with Michael Jordan. Yeah, no, of course, because that's what my stars do. My stars do all the little things. Yeah, that's what I want from Steph Curry, the little things. Not the 32-foot three-pointer. No. I want Steph Curry diving for balls. Yeah, no, of course. I want him setting picks. That's what I want Klay Thompson to do, and that's what I want Kevin Durant to do, and that's what I want Devin Booker to do, because that's what all my stars do. They do all the little things. It's the biggest load of shit, bro. Okay? It's the biggest load of shit. He's a phenomenal role player. That's all. Stars carry you offensively in this. This ain't the 90s anymore. This isn't where Ben Wallace can be a star. That shit is over, dude. And if you want to be a 90-point scorer, then yeah, that's when those kind of guys were important. Rebounds and block shots and setting picks and all that. Yeah, of course, the points were a premium. They were like soccer. 85 to 90. Of course, those kind of players. Not in a league of 115, 125, 135. I'm sorry. Stars score. And I don't know how many times we have to have this discussion and how many times I got to educate people on what the hell is a real freaking star. Bam Adebayo is a star human being. You want your daughter to marry him, but he is a glorified PJ Brown dude. That's not a star. Okay? Just because he's a rich man's PJ Brown doesn't make him a star. Just because you don't have another star next to Jimmy, don't give me the FUD and bullshit me about a guy that can't be an offensive stud. And if you can't be an offensive stud in this league, nowadays, in today's basketball, you cannot be a star. And I don't know how many times I got to explain it to people. But if you want to try to move the goalpost on what a star is, you go ahead and lower your standards. Okay? You go ahead and lower your standards. I'm not lowering my standards. I know what stars look like. They look like Dwayne Wade and Alonzo Mourning and Tim Hardaway and LeBron James and Chris Bosh and Jimmy Butler. Those are stars. Okay? Those are stars. I've seen stars in Heat uniforms. I know exactly what great role players look like. Udonis Haslem, PJ Brown, James Posey, Bam Adebayo. Love all those guys. Love Keith Askins. Different levels of role players, right? I think Bam might be the best out of all of them in that sense, although I'd rather have UD in certain situations. Just me. Just me. Just me. If I tell you super role player, UD, super role player, Bam, quick, give me a vote. Where are we going? Where are we going clutch minutes? Where are we going clutch moments with UD? Huh? Where are we going? Where are we going here? Super role player, UD or Bam? Neither one's a star. How come people don't get butthurt when we say that UD's not a star? Because we all understand he was an awesome player, but not necessarily a star. And why is it that people get all butthurt about Bam? And if I tell you UD or Bam, bro, how many people are going to take UD? Come on, man. You know, it's just so they're going to get tested on Thursday, and they better come out to win that game. Do not lean on, oh my God, we have our game on Thursday. We'll be safe. True Fin Fan says, so true, Big O. Great point on Bam. Love Bam, dude. Fantastic, multifaceted player. Not a star. Do they double him? When he grabs the ball, do they double him? Because that's what they do with stars. They double stars. I don't know if you know that. I'm not sure if you guys know that. I'm not sure if you watch basketball, but if a team has one star, they're going to go double them. And if the guy's on the court, does that ever happen? I don't even know if that's ever happened, actually. You have to double Olajuwon because he's going to find somebody else. You better double Devin Booker, but he'll find somebody else. Freaking hilarious, dude. I just love how we move the goalpost because it's convenient when it's not accurate. You know what I mean? Not in today's world. No. Role players cannot be stars in today's world. Sorry. I'm sorry. Role players can never be stars in any world, in any decade. You can embrace them. You can love them. You can call them franchise type players because of their entire career, like UD, the body of work, what they mean. So, you know, the blood and soul, the guts, the example. Yeah. But is it really like Dwayne Wade? No. That's a star. That's a superstar. So, anyway, it is what it is, man. If people want to, Rob Budd says Kachuk scores but fills in all the roles. Complete player with but that Kachuk is but that's hockey too. It's hard to find like Jimmy Butler and Kachuk, but Kachuk is even more talented in what he does. Just like Jason Tatum. Jason may not have the dog that Jimmy has in him, but Jason Tatum can score a lot easier than Jimmy Butler. And that's what Kachuk is, a weirdo, bro. Because he's one of those guys that is an intimidator and agitator and a scorer and a facilitator and a leader. And I mean, he fills every leadership category you can possibly have, and then every role on the ice. That he's a weirdo, bro. He's a weirdo. He is so amazing. God, that guy's amazing. So happy he's here. EJ says the Heat again don't fail to disappoint their solidly streaky team. Now they'll take their losing streak to Boston. There's no losing streak. It's one game. And they haven't been actually, you can't call them streaky. Weren't they 11-3 going into this game? Come on, man. That's not streaky, dude. That's phenomenal. That's why I'm not ready to do that. If they lose the Boston game and they, kind of get handled in that game, then I'm going to say, okay, now we got an issue. Now we got a problem. I'm not, some of you, I could tell some of you don't invest, bro, because you would flinch at the first dip of 5 or 8% or 10%, and you'd freak out. I can't imagine if you've seen your portfolio go down 35 or 40%, what you do. You might lose your freaking mind. I'm going to stay a little strong here, and I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to wait till Thursday to start to let any kind of, doubt set in, okay? I'm going to give this team the benefit of the doubt. They have been on one incredible roll up until tonight. They are human beings, okay? They are human beings. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt, okay? I got to do that. I got to be fair. I mean, we some of us may disagree wholeheartedly about what Bam Adebayo is. Those of you that want to tell me he's a star, we can disagree on that one. But on this one, I mean, I think panicking right now at this point is a little much, is what I'm going to say. And one more time, congratulations to Inter Miami defeating Nashville on in the U.S. Open Cup. Pretty damn cool to be able to pull that off today, 2-1, and advance to the round of 8. Just to give it to you in passing, Negri scored the goal in the 57th minute, and Stefanelli with the game winner in the 73rd. So I think it's really important for them to actually have that success. Yes, missed three. Zach, they missed threes. They missed shots. They had turnovers. They didn't play great defense. They just did not play well, my brother. There's nothing there. There's no excuses. And you know what? Let's give the Celtics credit too, on top of all of that. Hateful Steve chime in. He says Heat packed it in at halftime, completely unprofessional. That was pathetic. Make sure the Heat doesn't get my money for that trash. Don't worry about it. The show gets it. And thank you, Hateful Steve. Appreciate it, as always. Remember, Cash App or Venmo. That's Cash Big O Show, and you can also make a Bitcoin donation. Oh, man. Where do you put Wade all time? Top 50. Oh, he's a top 3 all-time shooting guard. There. I don't know where you want to put him in the top 50, bro. That's a long subject, and that's not for this right now. We're talking a post-game show, and we're talking about what happened tonight. See, the Heat are done. They woke the bear. Told you. I told you. It's coming, bro. It's going to be loaded with FUD. I can see it now. Oh, Lord. All right. On behalf of my man, Sean Stanley, the man that masters this entire platform, we'll see you tomorrow morning. We'll have a ton of guests, by the way, for you tomorrow morning. Omar Kelly will be joining us tomorrow morning. What else do we have tomorrow? So Matt Verderam also will join us. Manny Navarro also will join us. Cameron Wolf. We got a loaded show for you tomorrow. All kinds of things. We'll get some of the stuff going on OTAs. We'll talk about the Heat again. We'll obviously preview the Panthers because they've got an opportunity at eliminating the Carolina Hurricanes as they are now down 3-0. So let's see if they can complete the sweep, the thing that the Heat could not do tonight. Let's hope that our Panthers can actually do it. I really like the Panthers. I like the Panthers' chances to win the title. I don't like the Heat's chances anyways, even if I think they'll get past the Celtics, but they're not beating the Nuggets anyway. I don't expect them to beat the Nuggets. But the Panthers, if they get by Carolina, which I hope they do, I like them over Vegas Knights. Okay. And by the way, man, how about God. Hey, any Vegas listeners out there? You got an extra ticket? I'll fly out there and join you for a game for the hell of it. That'll be fun. You know what? That would be actually pretty cool. I can go as a media member and ask for a credential, but I don't want to do that. That's lame. I want to go as a fan. But anyway, so that'll be fun, dude. Vegas and Florida, and you get to go over there and see how they start their games and all that. They put a big time show on. That's going to be a lot of fun. Marcia Salt, by the way, former Panther, playing really well for the Vegas Knights over there, man. Anyway, Big O, just the other day you said the Celtics are done. Remember? Yeah, and what did I just say? I'm pretty sure the Heat will get it done. I'm not folding the tent. Do you listen, Cole? Have you listened to everything here? Or are you listening to the other people that are panicking? So, you know what I mean? I'm not ready to think that the Celtics have a shot here. I think the Heat will get it done. I'm not worried about that. I'm not ready to panic. So, but again, this is the world we live in. Even though I didn't say it, idiots like Cole will make shit up. Which at no point am I giving in to the Celtics. I just think this is one that, they got one in. They deserve it. Now it's up to the Heat. Go out there, play hard, and break their will again. Their will can be broken. If there's anything we know, if there's one thing we know, the Celtics are chokers. Let's get that straight. Okay? The Celtics, the C stands for this group, stands for choking. They choke away moments like this. The Heat are overachievers. The Heat aren't supposed to ever be here. They've made it to the Eastern Conference Finals 3 out of 4 times. So they over-exceed everyone's expectations all the time. The Celtics are the ones that have the expectations of winning the title, of being the stars, right? Jason Tatum's the one that said that he is the best player in the world. Am I correct here? So if there's any history here, let's get that straight. The only freaking history here, Cole, and I guess C for choking, I guess you're also a choker, Cole, that the Celtics are known for choking like dogs. That's what Tatum and Brown and company are known for. They're known to choke. That's been their history. That's why they wanted to break it up. Pretty much that's what everybody was talking about up until tonight's game. So, let's, again, settle everything down here, okay? FUD's going to come from all over. I'm not accepting the FUD. I'm not worried about the Heat right now, and I'm certainly not worried about the Celtics. But I am going to give them their flowers, as they say. They deserve tonight. They kicked their ass, okay? They beat the Heat in the second half and handed them this loss. And Miami sucked, and they deserve to lose tonight. That's it. It's a game.
That's the problem with some of you. You make one game into an entire season or an entire series when they're trailing 3-1, Cole. But you're probably not very good at math. You were probably choking in those math tests. I get it, Cole. It happens. Cole, Celtics, choking. It's kind of one of those things. It's all right, Cole. We kind of get it, bro. It's all good. Anyway, we on behalf of Sean Stanley, we'll catch you tomorrow morning. Plenty of guests. 10 a.m. We'll be on live, baby. See you all tomorrow.